Your parents lied to you about money. Not on purpose, they believe these lies too. Their parents taught them, and it worked back then. But the economy changed, the rules changed, and nobody updated the advice. Today I'm breaking down 3 money lies that almost everyone still believes. And more importantly, I'm showing you the truth that actually builds wealth in today's economy. If you're following the old rules and wondering why you're broke, this video will change everything. Let's start with the most common lie. Lie number 1. Save your money in a savings account. I completely understand why parents say this. It feels safe. Your money is FDIC insured up to a certain amount. You can't lose it. It's there whenever you need it. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the problem, and this is the part they don't tell you. Your money is safe from disappearing, but it's not safe from losing value. Let me explain with actual numbers. Right now, the average savings account in most countries pays around 0.5% interest per year. That's terrible. But let's be generous. Some high-yield savings accounts pay around 2%. Some even advertise 2.5%. 2% sounds okay. Better than nothing, right? Now let's look at inflation. Inflation is the rate at which prices increase every year. Over the last few years, inflation has been running between 3 and 4% annually. Some years it's even higher. Let's use 3% for this example. So you're earning 2% interest on your savings account, but inflation is going up 3% per year. That means you're losing 1% of your purchasing power every single year. Let me make this concrete with real money. Say you have £10,000 sitting in a savings account, earning 2% interest. After 1 year, you have £10,200. Great, you made £200. But inflation was 3%. So the things that cost £10,000 last year now cost £10,300. Your £10,200 can buy less than your original £10,000 could buy last year. You earned interest, but you lost purchasing power. After 5 years at 2% interest, you'll have £11,040. But with 3% inflation, you'd need £11,593 to have the same buying power you started with. You're short £553 in real value. After 10 years, you'll have £12,190 in your account. But you'd need £13,439 to match your original purchasing power. You lost over £1,200 in real value just by being safe. After 20 years, the gap becomes massive. You'll have £14,859 saved up. Sounds impressive, but with 3% inflation, you'd need £18,061 to have the same buying power you started with. You lost over £3,000 in real wealth while thinking you were being responsible and safe. This is what I call the safety trap. You're protecting your money from one risk, losing it completely, but exposing it to a bigger risk, losing value slowly over decades. Your parents didn't know this because when they were young, savings accounts paid 5, 6, sometimes even 8% interest. That was higher than inflation, so saving actually made sense back then. But those days are gone, and they're not coming back. So, what do you do instead? Here's the strategy that actually works. Step 1. Keep an emergency fund in your savings account. 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This is your safety net. You need immediate access to this money if something goes wrong. Job loss, medical emergency, car breaks down, whatever. This stays in savings. Let's say your monthly expenses are £2,000. You need £6,000 to £12,000 in savings as your emergency fund. This money stays liquid and accessible. Step 2. Everything beyond your emergency fund gets invested, not saved, invested. The most common and safest investment for beginners: index funds. What are index funds? They're baskets of stocks that track entire markets.
Instead of picking individual companies, you buy a little piece of hundreds or thousands of companies at once. The most popular example is an S&P 500 index fund. That's the 500 largest companies in America. When you buy this fund, you own tiny pieces of Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all the big companies, plus 496 others. Historical average return of the S&P 500 over the last 100 years? About 10% per year. Some years it goes up 30%. Some years it drops 20%. But over long periods, decades, it averages around 10%. Let's redo our math with investing instead of saving. You have £10,000. Instead of putting it in a savings account at 2%, you invest it in an index fund averaging 8% per year. I'm using 8% instead of 10 to be conservative and account for fees. After 10 years at 8%, you'll have £21,589.
Remember, in the savings account at 2%, you had £12,190. That's a difference of £9,399, almost double. After 20 years at 8%, £46,609. In the savings account, £14,859. The gap is now £31,750. That's life-changing money. After 30 years, £100,626 from investing versus £32,434 from savings. Same starting amount, different strategy, completely different outcome. Now I know what you're thinking, but what if the market crashes? Great question. Let's talk about that. Yes, markets crash. 2008 was brutal. Stocks dropped 40%. People panicked. But here's what the data shows. If you invested in the S&P 500 at the absolute peak before the 2008 crash and just held on without selling, you'd have recovered all your losses by 2013, 5 years later. And if you kept holding, you'd be way ahead today. The key is time. If you're investing for decades, short-term crashes don't matter. You just keep holding. The market always recovers over long periods. Your parents said save everything in the bank. The new rule? Save enough for emergencies, invest the rest for growth. That's line number 1. Let's move to line number 2. Line number 2. Get a good job, work 40 years, retire with a pension. This advice was perfect in 1970. It's financial suicide today. Here's what changed, and this is important to understand. Your parents' generation had something called defined benefit pensions. Here's how they worked. You work for a company for 30 or 40 years. When you retire, the company pays you a salary for the rest of your life. You didn't have to worry about investing or managing money. The company handled everything. You just showed up, did your job, retired, and got paid. Plus, many got health care covered for life. Social Security or state pensions were more generous. Retirement age was 55 or 60. Houses were affordable, 3 times your annual salary. University was cheap or free. It was a complete system that worked. That system is dead. Defined benefit pensions? 90% of private companies eliminated them. They switched to defined contribution plans, which means you put money in, maybe the company matches a bit, but you're responsible for investing it and making it grow. All the risk is on you now. Job loyalty? It's gone. The average person changes jobs every 3 to 4 years now. Companies do mass layoffs to boost stock prices. There's no gold watch at retirement anymore. There's a severance package if you're lucky.
Retirement age? It keeps getting pushed back. 65 is becoming 70. By the time young people today retire, it might be 75. And state pensions might not even exist by then. The old path was simple. Trade your time for money at one company for 4 decades. Retire. Done. The new reality is completely different. You cannot rely on one income stream. Period. Let me be clear. I'm not saying quit your job. Your job is important. It's stable income. It pays your bills. It's the foundation. But it cannot be your only income source. Here's the model that works now. multiple income streams. Income stream 1, your job, your salary. This is your stable base. It covers your living expenses, it's reliable. Keep this. Income stream 2, investment income. This is money your money makes. Dividends from stocks, interest from bonds, capital gains from investments growing. This requires no extra time from you once it's set up. Your money works while you sleep. Income stream 3, side income. This could be freelancing, consulting, a small business, digital products, anything where you use your skills to earn extra money outside your main job. This might take 10 hours a week, but it's income that isn't tied to your job. Why do you need all three? Because if you lose stream 1, your job, you're not desperate. You have 2 other income sources keeping you afloat while you find a new job. That's freedom. That's security. Your parents could rely on one job because companies were loyal. They took care of employees for life. That social contract is broken now. Companies will lay you off the moment it benefits their bottom line. So you need to protect yourself with multiple income streams. Before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button below. It helps this video reach more people who need to hear this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe. I'm breaking down financial truth every week, the stuff they don't teach in school. You don't want to miss the next videos in this series. All right, let's tackle the third and most dangerous lie. Lie number 3, investing is risky, saving is safe. This belief keeps more people broke than anything else, and it's completely backwards. I understand why people think this. Stock market crashes make headlines. Your parents remember 2008. They saw their retirement accounts drop 40–50%. Friends lost their homes. It was traumatic. So they concluded stocks are dangerous. Never again. Cash is king. Save everything. But here's what the data actually shows, and this might surprise you. The S&P 500, which tracks the 500 largest companies in America, has been measured since 1926. That's almost 100 years of data. Through world wars, depressions, recessions, crashes, pandemics, everything. Over any 30-year period in that 100-year history, the S&P 500 has never lost money. Not once.
Let me repeat that. If you invested money in the S&P 500 and held it for 30 years, you made money. Every single time. Doesn't matter when you started, doesn't matter what crashes happened during those 30 years. 30 years later, you were ahead. Even if you invested at the worst possible moment, right before the Great Depression in 1929, the worst financial crisis in history, if you held for 30 years, you still made money. Even if you invested right before the 2008 crash, 30 years from that point, you would be massively ahead. The data is undeniable. Over long time horizons, decades, the stock market always goes up. Always. Now let's talk about safe savings accounts. We've already covered this. You're guaranteed to lose 2 to 3% of your purchasing power every single year to inflation. Guaranteed. There's no maybe, there's no if. You will lose value. Slowly, quietly, but definitely. So let me ask you this. Which is actually risky? Option A, invest in index funds. Yes, it goes up and down in the short term, volatile, scary at times. But over 30 years, you've never lost money in 100 years of history. Never. Option B, keep money in savings. The number looks stable, never drops, feels safe, but you're guaranteed to lose 2 to 3% per year to inflation. So over 30 years, you've lost 40 to 60% of your purchasing power. Guaranteed. Which one is riskier? The safe option guarantees you lose. The risky option has never lost over long periods. This is the trap. Savings feels safe because the number in your account doesn't go down. But what that number can actually buy goes down every year. Investing feels risky because the number bounces around, goes up, goes down, but over time, it goes up much faster than inflation. Your purchasing power grows. Your parents said investing is risky because they focused on short-term volatility. They saw the drops, they felt the fear during crashes, but they didn't look at the long-term data. Over decades, investing is the safest thing you can do with money you don't need right now. Saving is the risky move. Investing is the safe move, as long as you have time. That's the key, time. If you need money in 2 years, don't invest it. Keep it in savings. You don't have time to ride out a potential crash. But if you don't need the money for 10, 20, 30 years, investing is dramatically safer than saving. The data proves it. All right, let's bring this all together. 3 lies, 3 truths. Lie 1, save everything in a savings account. Truth, keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in savings for emergencies. Invest everything else in index funds. Savings accounts lose to inflation. Investments beat inflation. Lie 2, work one job for 40 years and retire with a pension.
Truth. Pensions are dead. Companies aren't loyal. You need multiple income streams. Job plus investments plus side income. That's modern financial security. Lie 3. Investing is risky. Saving is safe. Truth. Over long time periods, investing has never lost money. Saving guarantees you lose to inflation. Investing is the safe long-term move. Now, here's the most important thing I want you to understand. Your parents weren't lying to hurt you. They weren't trying to sabotage your financial future. They gave you the best advice they had, the advice that worked for them. Saving did work when interest rates were high. Single jobs did work when pensions existed. Being conservative did work when the system protected you. But the economy changed. Technology changed everything. Globalization changed the job market. Central banks changed interest rates. Governments cut benefits. Companies eliminated pensions. The rules changed, but most people are still playing by the old rules and wondering why they're losing. You have 2 choices now. Choice 1, keep following advice from 40 years ago. Save everything, work one job, avoid investing, stay safe, stay broke. Choice 2, learn the new rules. Understand how money actually works today. Invest intelligently. Build multiple income streams. Take smart risks. And build actual wealth. I'm choosing option 2. And that's what this channel is about. Teaching the financial rules that actually work now, not the rules from 40 years ago. If this video changed how you see money, do 3 things for me. 1, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to show this video to more people. 2, subscribe to this channel. Next video, I'm breaking down exactly what to do with your first £1,000, step by step. Which apps to use, which funds to buy, how to actually start investing. No theory, just action steps. 3, drop a comment below. Which of these 3 lies did you believe? Or which lie shocked you the most? I read every comment, and I'll reply to as many as I can. This is part 1 of a complete series on building wealth in today's economy. The next videos will cover what to do with your first £1,000, actual steps, how much you actually need to retire, the number will surprise you, multiple income streams you can start with skills you already have, index funds explained for complete beginners, no jargon, the £100 per week investing strategy. Each video builds on the last. You don't want to miss them. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.